Live.
Ahoy! Captain Ola here! 2-week build again. It's the last day.
I think we
Oh,
set up that we were going to do it tomorrow too, but when I had a look at Amy's site here, it's only going to be until the 14th.
yeah.
But in my mind, it was until the 15th. But I think we're going to go with it and just do until today. Or should we do it tomorrow too?
No, if it's a rule, we're going to do it. We're going to
Because we
follow the
are
rule.
rule followers. If
We're rule
if for
followers.
anything we are, it's rule followers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because we are streaming again on Saturday, and I must say I love streaming 5 days in a row. So I think we should do that every now and then. But
Yeah.
doing 2 full weeks in a row, or with two full business weeks, so we didn't stream over the weekend. I am a little tired. Whew. Are you tired?
No.
No.
How about it?
Well, I am tired from live coding at this level. So yesterday you were like, "Oh, it's a great stream." I felt like yesterday's stream was a little bit of a wash because I tried to design on stream and it just got pooped. But I did some designing this morning and this is what we got. So I'm pretty this is the best as we're gonna have for now. So we have the Slow and Steady podcast. So this is our example data. This is going to be the data in the wild website, and then, or it's going to be like a generic podcast hosting site. But I think making it into a template lots of people can use is going to take a little bit more work. So I'm going to be forking this for data in the wild to, do the cutesy little illustration we want to do, and also with data in the wild, we only have 8 episodes, so this like popular episodes that we started playing with just because I wanted to explore Astro and see like what could we do with it is not really needed. We just need all of the episodes here as season 1, and then we need a little button that says season 2 where we are asking for sponsors, because we would love to do a second season of Data in the Wild where we talk about data modeling, which is really what is the hard part of all of this that we're doing. If you get the data model right, you get a lot of things for free. So that's what we're working. So it's going to be season 1 and then season 2, but I'm going to be doing that off stream because but what we need to at least do to get this going is that we need to be able to press play episode, and a player should show up here, and then when we move around the site we should be able to continue playing. So I haven't designed this page really yet, but here we have that the player we get from Transistor. So we want to change that out with our own player that's going to be down here. And didn't I have a link? Because we did this as
we did it
exercise all the way in the beginning to see if it could be done. And we managed to make it done. So I'm going to check if we have a branch on that we can like steal from. Or if I can find that demo that we were using, like we saw somebody else use it. But I want to just use vanilla JS because I think what we need is we need just an audio player, an HTML native audio player. We're going to start with that. And what we then need to do when you press play here is that we're going to need to give it the correct URL for the audio file and then start playing. And then if you do pause, you pause it. But then if you start playing something else, you start playing something else. And we got a comment from X. Sasha says, looking good. Thank you. I needed to hear that. I've been working so hard on this. And I really like that what I've done here, like making some interest on the title. So for Data in the Wild, it will be data and then in the wild. And I think data is going to have this red, and then wild is going to get this like box around it. I felt like that gave it a little bit of a flair or something. And then I really like these brutalist boxes, I think, but I really like the brutalist design, but subdued, because I feel like this is a little subdued. So brutalist design is often like this kind of style, but with just like very harsh color. So this is more of like I don't know, like a hippie brutalist. Is that a word? Let's see, brutalist design web. Because you could also say that 2-week build here, this is also brutalist design, where it's like, it's very catchy, and I really like this kind of brutalist design stuff. But I personally like to have it be a little bit more subdued. So this is kind of the the kind of brutalist designs that we've been seeing going around. But yeah, neo brutalism. So I would say I'm hippie brutalism. If that's at least when we get these cutesy things on top of there, it's going to be hippie brutalism. So anywho, so let's see if we can go to GitHub and actually see if we can find the code that we were working on. And then I'll remove your comment now, Sasha, even though I would like to have it there for the whole, the whole time. Let's see. Do we have any branches here? Collections. Well, we have something called 04 March. Is that your
Wait,
branch?
wasn't he talking about me? Now he's talking about me.
Oh, you were talking about Ula looking good? No, I'm pretty sure it was the website or me. But anywho.
Probably, yeah.
See.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Let's have a look. I think we should have some kind of branch here. So let's just do git branch and see what we got. Yes, so we have a branch called player. So I'm pretty sure that's where our...
Yeah, that sounds good.
But we're not going to try and put this, like merge this back in, but we can copy paste what we did. But there is no player here. Did we not commit the code that we made?
Didn't you put it in some kind of component? No, there's no component. Dude. No, this is something else.
Yeah, Well, I think
you have all those on the content. You have all those things.
Yeah, they are now because they're supposed to be get ignored, but in this branch, we're not ignoring them. That's why all of them are showing up.
But we didn't have that when we did the player.
No, that's why they're not ignored.
Okay.
So you know what?
Okay.
We're just gonna do it again. That is, isn't that what you say with with the skill building? If we just do it again.
Absolutely.
What is happening now? I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna just cut you off because
what? Why?
In case I might be showing some secrets otherwise. So I'm just gonna be making sure that we can check out main again. And it says that there's something wrong with the environment variables. So I just want to make sure.
Are du tillbaka?
So our daughter is home today.
She's right here behind the screen. And behind us there is the behind the screen commentary.
But so what is she working on? Not right now, but that would be fun for people to know.
She's making stickers. Yeah, she's working on the stickers right now. She made 2 stickers. One is a cat with sunglasses, and the other is a... Du lagde en katt med solbriller, og hva var den andre, Lilian?
Pingvin, og så en kanin, og så nå lager jeg en pegu.
Okay, and then it's a penguin with sunglasses. Den har også solbriller, ikke sant?
Ja, alle sammen.
And it's a rabbit with sunglasses, and now it's a degu. The famous animal, the degu. You know the degu?
So what she really wants to do, she wants to make a sticker sheet on Sticker Mule and then sell them so that you can buy them and you can get all of her animals, and all the animals have sunglasses, and the brand is Catwalk.
Catwalk.
Cat that walks. I don't think she knows what a catwalk is, which is
she will.
She will. But I was actually thinking more of the she's also working on a behind the scenes video from our stream on Monday that she is editing in CapCut. Isn't that what it's called?
It's
CapCut.
great.
So she's just waiting for me to find the piece from the stream that she's going to cut in. She did behind the scenes footage that she's done, that she's ready. So the movie or the film or whatever, the video is ready, but then she wants to cut in a part of our stream. So we're going to try and use that. So Sasha says, are you going to use the new Astro database? Not for this project, because are not going to be hosting these podcasts ourselves. We are hosting it at Transistor because they are a really good hosting provider and they will generate the RSS feed and everything. So we are sourcing the podcast episodes from Transistor and just showing it on this site. But with the new Astro DB, I want to just recreate all our old projects. So we have this project, which is an audio guide, location-based audio guide for Oslo. And it's unfortunately in Norwegian, but we could take this and make a template out of it with Astro and Astro DB. I think that could be a really cool template and people could make their own location-based audio projects. So this one, you can actually play anything, even if you're not close to it. So you don't have to go and visit it. But I thought I would also show, if we make this and I make videos on it, I thought we would also show how to only unlock it when you are at like the correct geolocation. So,
but have you tried it, Sashi? I don't know if I'm saying it right. Was that right pronunciation? Probably not. Have you tried it? Have you not exactly tried it maybe yet, but checked it out? Have you checked it out? What's your like?
I think that's why he would like us to do that now, because
okay. I see.
So we can just use one of these audio players. Oh, I don't want to use the VW3. I want the here. So let's do this again. We are going to have an audio player with controls, and then we can remove the controls and design it ourselves later, but we're not going to do that on this stream. So we want an audio player. So I think I'm going to delete. We're not going to have it. So I'm just going to put it together with the layouts. So in Astro, you can create files that start by, well, layouts would never be built as pages anyway. But if you do a underscore, it won't be built as a page, even in this pages. So what I did is that I co-located, oh, you can't see that. I co-located the podcast episode item and popular episodes components together underneath the episodes folder. I like to co-locate things kind of on a feature basis, because then I don't have to jump up to components and try to find this episode item. It's here with all of the episode codes. So then in our index, we import popular episodes, but we have it co-located here with like all of our episode logic. I kind of like that. So I don't know where player really fits in, but we're going to put it here. We could just put it straight into, you know what? We're just going to put it straight into layout, not make a big deal out of this. So it needs to go at, why is this slot outside of body? That just makes no sense. Okay. Sometimes I've had the when I've started adding styles here in the way that Astro does styles. Sometimes when I save, it like moves things around. I don't know what happened.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah, or like, if I've forgotten to close something, like if I was working on this nav and I hadn't closed it, and then I save, then suddenly like things move around. It's a little airy, like things are happening that I didn't think about, or that I didn't do. So, but we want the player to just be here at the bottom. And we don't know what the source will be, because we don't, have a source yet.
Start on? No.
So here we have it. We're going to put it inside of a div that we can. We'll put it inside of a div that will.
Sorry about that little chat with the pirate princess. She was
That's fine. So
I stopped her audiobook by accident.
How could you? No, you know what? We're just going to put this in an aside, because that's actually what it is. And then we're going to style the aside.
Yeah.
Aside. And that needs to be position fixed, bottom, left, right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Padding. And this is not our variables. So we're not going to do any yet. We're not going to do any colors. And we'll have a look. And there we have it. So let's do a background then.
Yeah.
So we want to do the paper color, but we want to do paper inverted. I created new color names. Okay, so that looks about right. So what happens now is that it's actually on top of our episodes here because we don't have enough room at the bottom of this page. So we'll need to give our body, our global, I guess our global main, is it under main? Well, I think we're just going to give our body the space. So we'll do body. And I don't really know how large it is. So let's just start by a padding bottom that is large enough. So that's not large enough. Hello, where did you go? Where did you go? There we go. Are you logging into all of the services again? Okay, so now we have space for it, which is good. But nothing happens because there is no audio that has been selected. So what we want to do now, which I haven't prepped, so we'll see if I can make it work, is that I want, when I hit play episode here, I want to get the source here to be what I want it to be. Like I want the source for the audio to be. So we could try with one of the ones we have. So let's say we do this episode, if we hard code it. So if we hard code it now, I can now play, and you can't hear it, but I can hear it. The podcast has started playing in my ears, and you can see it's moving along here.
I get some interference.
Oh, okay. So, but I want this then to be done with JavaScript, and I want it to be done with just vanilla JavaScript, which I haven't written in ages. So let's go to our episode item. And we need to add it then to this button. So we need to do some kind of on click, and then we need to play, and we need to send in. We need to do some kind of like play. So on click, when that happens, we need to send a play. We need to call a play function of some sort with that media URL.
Yes.
And now I can't even remember how you can call like globally available functions. So at least first we need to get an access to this media URL. So in our content config, we need to add it. So media URL, and it's a string. So that's make sure we have it. And then we'll do media URL. We need to get it from our props. Media URL. And then I'm thinking we should be able to, in this global, what if we create a function? Well, see, now I do want to make a player. Let's make a player. Let's make a player component. So we have it. Because then the player component can define the functions, and then we'll just call those functions. So this is our player component. We're going to put it back in here. Player. We're going to import it. Import player from not components, because we just have it in the same file. Player Astro. And then we are going to put this in.
Wow.
So we'll add the style. And then I think we're supposed to be able to just add like JavaScript in a JavaScript. And there's nothing in the front matter here. I think we're just supposed to be able to do like script. And this will be inlined. Oh, so here it's like recommending us to do audio document query, select audio, audio volume 05, audio play, audio add event lister, ended, audio play. So this will actually loop the audio if there was an audio there. That's kind of interesting. Let's see what happens when we do this. It started playing on its own. So, but what we want is that, yes, we want this audio. We want to find it. But then we want to create some functions. Let's see if we can. This is the problem when you've been doing React for so long. I don't even know how to just do regular old JavaScript anymore. That's why we're doing this project, to get back. Get back to the stuff that you already knew. Okay, look at this. Here we have client-side script. So we can just do script, event listener, send analytics, play animation, and everything else JavaScript can do on the web. Yes. Oh, so we could just do so we could do, instead of doing it from the button, we could just give the button a class, for instance, and then we could set the media URL as a data attribute on it. And then this player could have all the code instead of spreading the code around. That, yes.
Yep.
So let's do that. Let's find all buttons that have data and then media URL. So let's do that instead. Now it's coming back to me.
Yay!
Isn't that a song? It's all coming back to me now. Or what is that?
Probably, but it doesn't ring a bell.
Isn't that some kind of, we gotta find that song lyric. It's all coming back to me now. Look, it is a song. It's Celine Dion.
Wow, I can't remember this at all.
Oh, but I am not a singer. Yeah, here. It was Gone with the Wind, but it's all coming back to me. When you see me like this, and when I see you like that.
Yeah, maybe.
It's all coming back to me.
Yeah, I remember. It's coming back to me. It is coming back to me. Yeah.
We need to get ChatGPT to write us the vanilla JavaScript version. It was Gone with the Wind, but it's all coming back to me when I see inline scripts like that, and when you see, something like that. Anyway, totally off topic. I don't think we've ever been more off topic. Let's go back to our button. So instead of doing anything like on click, like we probably would have done with, and we could probably do it this way, but I think it's better than if we do data and then we do media URL, and then we put that media URL in there.
I like it how you almost wrote mead, as in the stuff that the Vikings are drinking.
See, now we're getting all these like weird. Why are you giving me just like, there we go. Now prettier. Now we're talking. Okay, so now we have a button and it has a data and it has a media URL. So what we want to do then in our player is that we want to do what they're doing here. We want to grab all of the buttons that has a data, that has the data media URL. And then for each button, we do want to add an event listener. So for each button, click, and if it's if we click on it, we want to do play. So play media URL, but we're just going to make it at an inline function. So, look at this. It's thank you, Copilot. So set audio source to button get attribute data media URL, which sounds correct. Can you just do get attribute though? I thought you had to. Yeah, well, maybe that works. And then audio play. Let's see if it works.
Yep.
So we're going to refresh and we're going to remove this source. So there's nothing in there to begin with. Yep. And then we press play. It's not working.
Oh,
I don't think this like get attribute is the way to do it. Well, let's try with a source on there, and then let's try to just play. And then see what happens. Well, that should play that episode. Let's see. Are we running this at all? Yes. So if we get to our player code, we do buttons, document, query, selector all, data media URL. We do buttons for each button. So let's console log our buttons. And then also let's make sure that this is the same. Data media or URL. Yes. Equals. Let's see if it's already on there. What happened here? Why is this? See, now something has messed up my... This is not supposed to be... See, now, like, I need to get my VS Code under wraps because... There we go. It keeps... I do something weird. Like, without me, I don't know what I'm doing, but suddenly it just, like, removes some of my elements, which is pretty annoying. Okay, let's go back. So if we do press play. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Inspect. Let's see if we get the correct data stuff on there. That was tiny. What has happened to you, inspector?
Still pretty small. Oh, that's better. Well,
okay.
Maybe not.
Data Astro source button. It's not, we don't get that data on there.
Oops.
Am I doing that wrong? How do you do these data attributes again? Hello, data attribute.
Hello, internet.
Yeah, it should just be
MDN,
data.
yeah.
Yeah, it just should be data. Data, media, URL. Okay, maybe we're not getting the media URL here. Maybe that's what's wrong. Let's console log.
Yeah,
and then we'll do media URL and then title. And let's just see if we get... Yeah, okay, we're not getting a media URL. That then, then obviously this isn't working. But we set it here, media URL. We put it into the config. I think maybe we need to restart when we change the collection like that. Maybe that's what's up. Yeah, because now we have a media URL. What if I click play now? Oh, it's working!
Yes, yes. Right.
And then let's make it so that it uses the media URL. Yeah, get media URL, and then we're gonna set that. Okay. Let's see if it works. Now we have no source on the player, and then we press the play button. Will it start playing? Yes.
No. Yes. What? You have no source in it?
So, well, you couldn't hear that. I was like jamming to the intro music. So that works. But now, since I'm used to React, everything reacts. So this button should now be paused. But how do we get it to be paused? I think we could do... So if we click it and it's the same... So first, okay, let's write this down to make sense. Make it make sense. So if already playing the data media URL, then pause. If not, change source and play.
Yes.
That's what we're doing here.
Okay.
So if we then, if we're already playing, then we should pause. So if we then do, let's get the media URL from the button. So const button media URL. And then we can do an if button media URL equals audio source. And I think we need to check if the audio source is playing, and audio source is not paused. Then we pause. And else we're going to play. But this will also be wrong because I think this will start the podcast at the beginning again, since we're setting the source again. That we need to test. Like if we're setting the audio source to the same thing that it was already the same source, will it then keep its position or will it jump back to start? Because if you click on the same button again and again and again, you don't want that to, you want that to toggle and not go back to beginning. So let's try again. And I stop, I play again. Yeah, it's back to start. So we need to actually check. So should we, what check should we do first if it's playing? So if it is the same media URL, yes, and audio is paused, let's just write them all out because maybe that will help. And the audio is paused, and we do audio play. And then we can do a same. So const is current media URL there. So if it is current media URL and it's paused, then we play.
Oh yeah.
Else if, well, we can start with the opposite. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the opposite. Otherwise, we're going to get too many. So we'll do if is not current, is not the current media URL, then we'll change the media URL and start with play. This is the easy one, right? And then else if, so now we know that it is the current one because it's not the one above. So then we can do if audio is paused, play, and if not, pause. This feels like it should work. Okay, so we'll start playing, stop, we play again. It keeps from the same place. Yes, if we do another one, it starts from the beginning and it starts up another episode. That is correct.
Yes.
Yes. So now I'm just going to put that back in here. We don't need that. So if it's not the current one.
Well, now I can see that Sashi, he asked, are you going to use the new Astro database?
Yeah, that's what I was answering him, that we weren't, because we're not on this project, but yeah.
Yeah, but we are, aren't we?
Oh, we're definitely going to be using it. I am going to make content on that stuff.
Aren't we going to use it on Mixpod?
I don't know. I kind of like our Tiny Stack setup where we're self-hosting. It feels badass in a way. I like the self-hosting just because I've never self-hosted anything. It's not really self-hosting. We're hosting it on Railway, but there is a Docker thing going, which is, new for me. But we can make the exact same project using Astro DB. And I think that, and I really want to just make a fun, quick edited video on how to make a guest book with Astro DB so I'm just going to take one of the templates in the template store and then add a guest book with Astro DB, and then even add on GitHub authentication so that only people who authenticate with GitHub will be allowed to write in your guest book. I think that could be a fun and pretty quick video for me. We'll see. But anyway, now we have it. It's working, but this is where I struggle because it's been a while since I've worked with, with JavaScript. Because what we kind of want to do is that if it is the same, oh my God, what am I trying to say?
If it is the same,
whenever we pause or play any audio, we need to update all of the buttons.
Yes.
I think that's the best way to go about it. Because if you try inside of our event listener, click I mean, we could probably do it in here. But then if they stop, no, because we can also stop it down here, right? So we wouldn't get that piece. So I think it's better to listen to the events on the audio player and then make sure that all buttons that are not the current playing one is set to play and the current one is set to pause.
Yes.
So let's do that then. Audio. And I think we can do an add event listener on ended. We definitely set it to paused. Let's have a look at what kind of events we can get. Events. Emptied, ended, pause, play, playing. Playing is ready to start after having been paused or delayed due to lack of data. Okay, well, that's not what we need. We want to do, I think, play. Oh, there's a raid. Look at all our viewers. It's a raid. I vaguely know what this is. Somebody who's been Twitch streaming has decided to bring all their viewers over to our Twitch stream. And I'm thinking it's Baffled Always. Or is it you, Salma? Like, I have no idea. How do I figure out who did this raid? Welcome, everyone. We are Twitch newbies, so we have no idea what we're supposed to do now, other than just thanking you for rating us, I guess. It was Salma. She's let's scroll up the chat. There she says. I guess she's asking, with StreamYard, do you see raids? No, we do not see raids. It's a panther raid.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. So to catch, what I've seen people do when there is a raid,
I have to invert my screen.
You have to invert the screen or all the raids fall out. How do I do this? Do I go to Twitch?
Yeah, I think you do.
Let's see. Let's do this live and let's see if I can figure this out.
We're doing it live.
Okay. So
I've been learning some Twitch here. That's right.
Can I like do it here? I have no idea. There's a thing happening here. No. Can't, like, where do I do this? You go to Stream Manager. Okay. This is in the region, so that's gonna be
Stream Manager.
Stream
Never heard of it.
It's in Norwegian, so I don't even know how. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what do I click now? Invert the colors or flip upside down. Do a barrel roll. Oh, look at this. People are, look, things. Just say hi, hi.
Did you flip it? How do you flip it?
Hi. Change. Let's raid. Administer. Add. I have no idea. This is so much fun. I'm sorry. I'm such a noob. Is this enough? Just say hi and carry on. Okay. Hi.
Is that it?
I'm carrying on.
We don't know how to do this, but that's, that's live.
The thing is, I don't even see the follows. Oh, I see the follows on this screen. We're in Inception now. Oh my God, you're all following us.
Yeah.
Oh, did you raid me yesterday too? Salma, is that how you came?
we can turn the screen sideways, they say.
Turn the screen sideways. I don't even know what that means.
Maybe it's on.
Okay. Have we done what we needed to do now? Salma, can you let me know if I've done what I need to do?
You haven't done it.
She said I could just say hi.
Yeah, but that's
and then Miss Tess, thank you, and AFuzzy TV, and Josh and Matty. That was yesterday. And somebody's trolling. Oh, he's trolling. He's trolling. Well, I don't know what's possible with Twitch. Like, I mean,
he's trolling us.
It would make sense if you could like flip the screen or invert the colors, anything. Well, Oh, nothing to be sorry about. This is just so much fun, and I'm just old. I'll show you my gray hair. My daughter actually, or the pirate princess, as we like to call her. I'm gonna move this off screen now. Now that you've seen it,
Somebody saying a fussy TV says, "I thought I'd seen Astro there." Yeah, we're doing Astro. It's Astro to the max.
We are doing Astro, and we are trying to create a vanilla JS player. So we have this podcast website that we're creating in Astro. So we're importing all the episodes from the Transistor API, and then we're creating one of these little boxes for every episode. And now we've just finished that. If you press play, it will start playing the correct episode down here. And if you continue playing, you can also pause. So you can toggle, or you can start another episode. But what I want to do now is to make sure that these buttons actually follow the state of this audio player. And I am used to React code the last couple of years. So I'm just like, oh, I'll just like react to the state. But that's not really how it works in vanilla JavaScript. So we are trying to figure out what events to listen to so that we can make sure that the buttons stay on point. So some people do special things when other raids. We need to figure out what that should be. Can you
we don't know how to do it.
Well, I think just like you do something, don't you? Like you and Lillian should make a song for it. Like we have the little player. We should get our little like raid song. So Ola and the Pirate Princess usually do a little like goodbye song with our player. So we'll see if they can make that happen.
We got some music coming up.
While they figure out what they want to do for a raid, I am gonna have a little bit of a look at what we can
I'm bringing
subscribe
the
to.
Up. Okay, make us big.
Beep, 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 beep,
Okay,
beep,
I'm gonna make you big.
Beep, 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 beep. Cut off.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And
Nei, der er jeg ikke klar. Ikke klar.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Huh. We do a Twitch rise song. Turn on the Twitch rider. It's the Pirate Princess and Captain Nora. See you on Twitch.
Pling.
That was beautiful. But I do think we should ask the Pirate Princess to compose a song for her flute. That would be even better.
Ha det.
Se, han klapper oss.
Use data attributes to help store the state on the DOM. But how would I change the text based on the DOM status? Don't I need to update all of the buttons with the correct text? Or could I do that with CSS?
Hei, Lillian.
I am gonna try.
Bjørn sier at vi er søte.
Everybody who came from the raid, you should also go over and follow or subscribe on YouTube, because the Pirate Princess that you just saw has been working really, really hard for days now with the behind the scenes video of the stream from Monday. So it's going to be coming out, I think, on Sunday on YouTube. You're going to get the behind the scenes video that she's done everything herself. She came home early and she filmed us with this new action camera. And then she has imported it into my phone that then died from lack of battery, but we got it back up. And she's been using CapCut on the phone and editing this behind the scene video. So if you want to see what the Pirate Princess creates, head on over to YouTube and give us a subscribe there as well. It's Queen Raae. Okay. So my thinking was that we then need to listen to all of these. We need to do playing. I don't know. I want to just listen to kind of like all of them and just get the state. Can we do that? Can I listen to all events coming from a element? Subscribe to all events on an element.
So this Twitch thing, will it stay on Twitch? No, Twitch is the kind of thing that goes away, isn't it?
I think I put it now because the first time we streamed on Twitch, it got lost. It just like went nowhere. I think I managed to put the settings in that it would be there for 7 days. Okay. But then on YouTube, it's going to be forever and ever. So yeah. It looks like, can we listen to all events? Does anybody?
Not good to say.
How do I get all the event listeners on an element? Let's see. I want to find all the event listener attached to search icon now. Single event listener for all elements and add event listener. Let's go and look at this one. So, case consisting representing the event type to listen for. So I don't think we can listen to all. I kind of want to listen. They change. No, so that doesn't work. So we'll need to listen to different events. But how can we keep it in style? Detecting addition and removal of tracks, basic usage, a multiple accessibility is concerned. No. Okay, so I'm gonna go with whatever I think would work. So let's do at least when it's play. Advent ended on sound ended. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, that I need to listen to all of them. And what I do need is I kind of just want the buttons to change to play or pause, like play or pause. So I'll need to listen to all the events that will change the playing state, I assume. And when it updates, well, the thing is, I also need to update, if somebody, that's the thing, like we are also kind of we are showing just a regular player here with its button. How can I get this Astro debug thing to move here? It's in the way. In case people click this button, we also need to know that the change has changed. So we'll need to listen to all those events, but we'll just start with some and see if that works. So play. So then we're going to need to create a function here because we can't listen to more events in one go. So we'll need to make a const, and then we'll do set button state. And then we'll make that function set all button states. All buttons. Update all buttons, and that will take our buttons. And we'll each button, and then if our media URL is the same, we're going to add the inner HTML. Inner HTML equals to. So if it is the same one, update all buttons. So for each button, if it is the same source, and I think we're going to do it the same as earlier. So if it's not the same source, we're going to do play episode. And then else, if audio is paused, we're going to do inner HTML play. And if not, we're going to do button inner HTML pause. Did we do it the same way? Yes, pause. Okay, and then we'll need, for every event, we'll need to call this update all buttons function. So on audio, the event's there. And I think the other events are play, pause. And then we have ended. Use text content. Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you. Is it just text content like this? I'm happy somebody who knows vanilla, vanilla. This is vanilla HTML. Like I used to know this better. React has ruined me. Well, not ruined me. I mean, React is great for its use cases, but it has been a while since I've done vanilla JavaScript. And that's why we are kind of forcing ourselves creating these projects with Astro and trying to, in our Saturday, we stream every other Saturday on Mixpod app. And here we are actually trying to get away with no client-side JavaScript at all. So that's like a fun challenge. But in this one, we're trying to at least only do a little bit of vanilla JavaScript.
Yeah.
So, pause episode, update all buttons, audio advent. So let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. Pause. Play, pause, play. And if I use this button, it's working. Look at that. It is working.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think Astro freaking debugger. Can you not?
Can you not what?
Okay. Can you not ruin my website? Okay, let's do body padding. We'll do like a 15. And then in this player, we're going to do a padding bottom of something. And I'm going to fix it so this doesn't happen.
That was pretty funny.
Okay, there we go.
We don't know anything about the Twitch. We're like, what? What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
Well, which episode is playing now? It's this episode. Okay, so playing. I'm so sad you can't hear the podcast because I'm like jamming with the thing. But let's see if we now play and then we go all the way to the end and it's ending. Let's see what happens when it ends.
So do we agree that React has ruined JavaScript, or are we more like
we're on the fence? No, I think that it's not always needed. I've worked on contracts or like worked in like larger projects where that kind of way of building things, like building tools. I feel like if you're building a large like web application tool, I think it's absolutely valid. Not even large, but if you're working, for instance, for our POW, which is a privacy first menstrual cycle application, because we have to decrypt in the browser, it can only be like all of it has to happen in the browser. So it's a true client-side application. Client-side, what do we call it? SPA, single page application. It's a true single page application. And in that case, I do really enjoy using React. So does it keep playing if you click through to an episode? That is what we're going to be adding now, because we're going to be adding the Astro persistent like persistent view transitions or something like that, which they started out as server or statically generated sites, and then you would serve each page as you click through. But if you do this persistence with view transition, is actually kind of making your website into a SPA, and it swaps out the internal DOM for you. And we've been doing a lot of Gatsby, so that's kind of the way Gatsby also were kind of doing it, but they were very React based. But to be able to persist a player between pages, there, you can't go to the server and ask for the next page. You need to stay, the DOM needs to stay there, and you need to swap out the pieces of the DOM that can be swapped out and keep that player intact. So we're gonna do that again. But I'm just gonna finish this work. So we did.
That's good, because the Pirate Princess is asking when we're done.
Oh,
when are we done?
We were supposed to be done now, but now I want to add the transitions again. But
is it view transitions?
Yes. So let's go back to because if I do go through a page now, it's gonna like reload. But and let's remove that for player then from the page so we don't have two sets of players. And we need a play button on this page as well. So that's going to be interesting because that button will probably then not be updated. I need to figure out a way to have that persist as well. We'll need to get the media URL from our episode. So that would then be entry data, media URL. Ooh. Entry data, media URL. Okay, and then we're going to do the view transitions. And it's here somewhere, persistent, transition, persistent. No, I found it. Oh, there it is, built-in view transitions. So full site view transition spa mode is what we're going to end up with. So we need to import view transitions, and then we needed to set something to, because we did this a couple of streams ago and we can't find the work and we don't remember exactly. So we're going to do it again so that we learn. But we at least need this part. We need to import view transitions, and it needs to be happening in the head. So we're going to put it there, and then we need the view transition. And I'm wondering if this is where we found a bug where the style, see now the style jumps into the player. So we need to, this is just a problem with the tooling. So I think we'll actually need to just have a head that we can do this in. A head component that doesn't have any styling, because otherwise we will have this problem where it steals. So let's just call it just head extras or something. Just let's call it head. We're going to put that in here. I found the bug on the in the Astro, what's it called? Astro GitHub repo. So it's actually a bug with this where we can't have styling and the view transition in this file, because then it just like goes crazy. You can see it's ruined my whole file. It's doing it again. I needed to go back.
Is it your friend Copilot who's doing it?
No, it is the Astro Prettier plugin.
It's like, this is ugly. We need to fix it.
Yeah.
They just do it automatically. Isn't that kind of weird?
Oh, I think it is on all components that you put into a head.
Oh, no.
So it doesn't help that we put it over into its own component. So what I'm going to do then is I am going to do all of this styling. I'm just going to put it into the global styling file. And this was supposed to be a quick fit thing. And then I remembered this bug. So
listen to this. Fuzzy TV says, if you could raise an issue, please, for this. Huh?
There is an issue, and they're like aware of it, but I think it's been since November.
Oh, so it's not high priority issue then.
It doesn't seem like it. But if you work at Astro, we would like to see that happening.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've had a lot going on, so things tend. See, now it works. Like the styling is not. Hopefully, all our styles are still there because it looks like it. I just copy them into the global instead of our global CSS file instead of having them here on layout. So now we have the view transition, and then on the player, we needed to do something. It was like persist, directives, no transition, maintaining state. Yes, transition, persist is what we needed to do. So on our player here, we need to do transition persist. So a Fuzzy TV, are you on the Astro team, or are you well familiar with the Astro team? Okay, let's see if we can play an episode and then move on over.
Oh, that's. You think so? You think A Fussy TV is on the team?
I don't know. But something's up with our player now. Okay, so let's play. It's playing. I'm just going to turn off the sound so I don't hear that. We move over to this page and you can see that our state, isn't transferred because that button wasn't there when we set the state. So I need to figure out the best way to make sure that we get consistent state on these buttons. And then even I think when I then go back, it's not, the consistent state is not, it's not there either. So I'll need to figure out some way to keep these buttons in line with the player state while we're moving through the pages. Maybe I can just make them persistent as well. No, that would make any sense because they're not on all the. We'll figure it out. But we've been going for an hour, so we're gonna cut it right here. But we made it. We've created a button.
We made it.
We can play and we can stop. Or these buttons are not working after a page loads because I think the the code that we had here is not running again. The audio buttons, this script code is not running every time we change out the DOM. So we need to make sure that we can get all the buttons on the page and make sure they have the correct state when we change pages. So we'll need to figure out how that is done. I am imagining there's something with the script re-execution. So we need the inline scripts to be re-executed. After initial execution, it will be ignored, even if the script exists on the new page after transition. So can we get around that? Yes, we can do script is inline and data Astro rerun. So that's interesting. Well, we were going to quit it, but this is super interesting. And then after we've created this update button, we should also just update them on the first go in case it's already playing. So let's do update all buttons. I need to clean up this code after stream. Okay, let's try. We're playing database constraints with Andrew. We're going into that page. Oh, it's not. Not working. Okay, so it's not
working.
It's not rerunning. Let's go back to the docs. Just the last one. I'm gonna re-execute after every transition. That's what we wanted. Adding any attribute to script also implicitly adds is inline. So this is only available for scripts that are bundled and processed by Astro. To ensure that the script runs every time a page is loaded during client-side navigation, it should be executed by a lifecycle event. For example, event listeners for DOM content loaded can be replaced by the Astro page load lifecycle event. If you have code that sets up a global state in an inline script, this state will need to take into account. Okay, we will read through this and make. Oh! Somebody actually called this out to us in a YouTube comment. He said something about after swap and before swap or something like. Yes, these ones. He was saying that to us. He said that we needed to do the after swap. After we've swapped, we need to run this code again. Ah, that's what he was pointing to. Do you remember what his name was?
Not at all.
No. Thank you to the person who commented on YouTube, because I've had this in the back of my mind, which led me to realize that we needed to do something like this, and we will be doing it. But now I'm all excited. Now I want to do a stream tomorrow too. Maybe we'll do.
You can do a stream tomorrow. Maybe
we're planning to rest tomorrow, but we will. Maybe there will be a YOLO stream tomorrow as well. Yeah, Willa.
Maybe the comment was Eric.
Maybe it was.
And a Fussy TV says, this stream was amazing and daring and great to see astronauts in the wild. Yes, we are in the wild.
We are pirate astronauts.
Yes. Yeah.
We are.
There are lots of pirate astronauts in sci-fi.
Okay, so do we want to do our summary? And
Yep. Let's sum it up. Sum it up.
So what did we do? We created a persistent player in Astro, which means that I can start playing this. Well, then nothing is working. So let's play an episode, and we can pause it and we can play it. And when you move across to another page, it is still there. But we haven't been able to manage. We haven't managed to make these buttons stay in sync. But at least you can move around and you can still keep the same player state. If we hadn't done that on every time you clicked on one of these pages, this player would load again and we would be back to the start and we wouldn't, keep listening to the same audio while we are surfing the web, which is what we want. So I did the what and I did the why. And the how is that we created a player and we added transition persist. That's what's needed to persist it between page loads. And in addition to that, you need to add then view transitions to your whole project. So you import view transitions, you add it to your head, and that turns your whole site into a single page application when people start moving around and you have that persist on a certain DOM element.
All
and
right.
we also re-encountered the bug where if you are doing, if you are using components inside of the head here, styles, if you have a styles section down there, that will be completely messed up. So we've removed all those styles and put them in our global CSS instead to be able to get this view transition into the layout components head. Yeah.
So are we or are we not doing a stream tomorrow?
Follow the Twitter. I was so pooped today. I was so tired.
No, you must make a decision right now.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, let's do it. And let's make sure that these buttons stay in sync.
Yes.
So 2:00 Central European time tomorrow, we will be back on Twitch and YouTube and all over the place. And then we will also be back working on Mixpod on Saturday at 11:00 Central European time.
Wow. Every day.
Yeah. Every day. And then next week, we are actually streaming, not every day, but we're going to be streaming 3 times, I think Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. And then we're going to be working on a Framer plus Outsera template. So
here's a question. I'll read it out in a beer voice. Can I ask a question? What's your thoughts on Astro? Just quickly for user feedback.
So far, I'm loving it.
Me too.
We keep calling it Gastro because we were Gatsby people. And the things I loved about Astro was not really React, but it was that I could do things like persist players
Gatsby?
Across Gatsby. What I loved about Gatsby was that you could persist state between pages in a way that made sense to me. I did create, I mentioned it earlier in the stream, I think it was before the raid. So I made this thing in 2000, I think it was 2017 or 2018. This is actually a Jekyll site that rehydrates into an Angular application just for this reason, because I wanted the player, so the icons have gone, but if you start playing here, you can move around and you can see that this A is playing, and you can start another one and it will start playing, and you can go back and you will still see that it's playing because the state of the player is, oh, I should go and look at that code. How did I do there? Well, I used Angular. Anyway, so I've always been interested in these kind of content sites with a little bit of extra or more like tooling sites. So I really liked Gatsby for that. But I feel like Astro took the best ideas from Gatsby and made a better version where we don't have to use React for everything and there's not as much client-side JavaScript. So
but
I am
you
also
want the remote thing.
Yes, I do want a data layer in a way for Astro as well. So Gatsby had the data layer. You source all the data and you have access to that while you're building instead of having to ask for the data on every page. So we managed to get past that in Astro by doing what I call remote Astro collections, sort of. So we before the Astro build, we download all the data we need and put it into a folder that will be used as an Astro collection after that. But I would love for that to be more kind of natively part of Astro. That I could have like remote collections in a way that are only then fetched once for the build and not on every page where you're using kind of that data. So yeah, that's my feelings. We should clip that as my feelings on Astro. But yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So tomorrow then.
Okay, we'll be back at 2:00 tomorrow, 2:00 Central European time.
Tomorrow, na, tomorrow. Oh,
yes, I did, but then it's the same. That would be basically what I'm doing now. Like I would still have to be the one calling out to the API and like putting it into a database and then getting it out of the database. The lovely thing about, the Gatsby data layer.
No, she's not saying to do it instead. She's saying you should check it out.
I will check it out, but like the data layer, I think a lot of people who haven't worked a lot with Gatsby kind of gloss over how amazing the data layer was. The only bad thing was that to interact with it, you had to use GraphQL, which made it a hurdle for a lot of people. But it did a lot of things under the hood. So you could call out to external APIs and you would create nodes based on that data. But those nodes would have a hash of the data. So if it didn't change, Gatsby wouldn't regenerate anything that was based on that node. So if the node didn't change, it wouldn't regenerate the pages that were dependent on that node. So you could go out and ask for the updated data from a CMS or from Transistor, from anywhere, and you could source all that data into the data layer. But if the node hadn't changed, it would not rebuild that page or the pages dependent on that node. So yeah, the Gatsby data layer was and is special. It's just that it's bundled into something that has kind of played its course. But if Astro could take inspiration from the best parts of it, and I'm hoping that's what's going to happen now with the DB and the collections, like the pieces are there. The pieces are there. So yeah, I've never done next. So, but I'm assuming like a rebuild check does sound similar or similar, kind of trying to solve similar issues. And I also saw that Astro can cache collections. So if the collections haven't changed, it won't try to rebuild everything. But I don't think I don't think it's on the node level, but it's on like the whole collection. I don't know, but it's in beta. So, these things will come up in any framework. So I'm just hoping that Astro gets like a really like simplified way that makes people like it quickly. Because the problem with the data layer for Gatsby was like a little too complicated, so people like would have a hard time with it in the beginning and then never kind of gave it the chance, which is on them. But I'm rambling because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Thank you for those questions, though. It got me to like sort through some of my thoughts, and maybe I should write a post about my love for the Gatsby data layer and which parts I would love to see in other frameworks. Yeah.
Okay. The Pirate Princess comes to say goodbye.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna make you guys big.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. We always wave awkwardly while we wait for the stream to end. Bye, everyone.